Okay, so the next question starts to ask about an equation. Well, what if we don't know which term we're looking for, but we want to have an equation that works for any term? Well, that's really where we just plug in the values that we've been given to that general term. So remember that the general equation is this, where we have f of n is equal to the first term times the ratio raised to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so we're going to plug in these two values, and then that way whenever we do know which position we're looking for, we can just plug in the n value. So we're just looking for the equation here. So we are going to start with looking for the first term, and in this case the first term is 21. Okay, so then we are looking for the ratio. Okay, so the ratio here, the common ratio, remember, is going to be the second term, negative 63, divided by the first term, 21. And we get negative 3. And let's just double check that it works on the next side too. So 189 divided by negative 63 also gives us a ratio of negative 3. Okay, so our ratio here is negative 3. So we're going to plug these two values into this equation. So f of n is equal to the first term, which is 21, times the ratio, which is negative 3, raised to the power of n minus 1. Okay, and that's the equation. That's the most that I can do at this point. And then once I know which term, which position that I'm looking for, I can plug that position number in for n and solve to find the term. But until that point, this is just the equation, that specific equation for this sequence. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the next question. So now we have 162, 108, and 72. So the first term, again, that first number is 162. The ratio, all right, we have 108, and we divide it by 162, and we get this number, which if we convert to a fraction is 2/3. And then we can also try it with the 72. 72 divided by 108 is also that same number, which is still 2/3. Okay, so 2/3 is our ratio. We're multiplying by 2/3 each time, which makes sense. Our number is getting smaller. So we're going to plug in those two values. F of n is equal to 162 times 2/3 raised to the n minus 1 power. And that's the equation that we would use to find any term that we wanted to, any position in this sequence. Okay?